President Biden is looking ahead to his next 100 days in office with some big plans for infrastructure and education. Washington reporter Kevin Fry takes a look at his plans to sell an ambitious agenda to Congress and the public.
The motion is adopted.
President Joe Biden secured a major legislative victory in March, nearly $2 trillion in new spending to help the nation recover from the pandemic. But he says this is no time to slow down.
Now's our opportunity to make some real progress.
Facing Congress and the nation Wednesday night, Biden urged lawmakers to tackle police reform and finally strengthen gun laws.
Let's authorize the Violence Against Women Act, which has been law for 27 years.
His top priorities, though, are two sweeping spending plans. The combined price tag surpassing $4 trillion, financed in part by raising taxes on corporations and the wealthy. One focuses on infrastructure, the other, education, workers, and families. He argues the measures would boost the economy and reduce racial and gender inequality.
It's an ambitious agenda for a president whose first 100 days in the White House were largely about crisis response. And all of it requires some help from lawmakers here on Capitol Hill, where partisanship is high and margins are razor thin.
In the Senate, Biden faces a choice. Compromise enough to get some Republicans on board, likely angering some Democrats in the process, or muscle the legislation through with only Democratic votes, generating an outcry from Republicans. Right now, polls show significant public support for his plans, even from some Republicans. But the GOP believes that will change as people learn more.
There's going to have a whole bunch of pork in there that's going to bail out pension funds and cities and things that aren't really have anything to do with infrastructure.
On his first big at bat, the COVID relief bill earlier this year, Democrats flew solo, garnering praise from some progressives.
The active invitation and willingness and collaboration with progressives in his first 100 days, or almost 100 days, has been very impressive.
And surprise from some Republicans.
Biden always struck as more pragmatic and more moderate.
Casey Burgett of the George Washington University says voters are not likely to punish Biden for party line votes if the eventual results benefit them.
The American public doesn't really care about the procedural mechanisms. They're not worried about how this gets done so that it does get done.
Going it alone on issues as complicated as infrastructure and childcare will not be easy, especially in a party that spans the political spectrum from Bernie Sanders to Joe Manchin. And on other agenda items where bypassing the Senate filibuster isn't possible, think gun control or immigration, Biden's ideas face steep odds. There's also another complicating factor for Biden, the clock. As 100 days turns to 200 and then 300, next year's midterm elections will draw ever closer.
If they lose even one chamber, their legislative agenda is basically done on Capitol Hill.
In Washington, Kevin Fry, New York 1.